Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, yes, there, chicken, the chat is working. It's clucking. But I don't know if it works. I think it's on benefits. I'm not too sure there. It surely has the benefit of such superb viewers. I thought I had something better in mind there as a compliment, but I was like, okay. That's why it's like, I repeated. I'm like, I need something that rhymes, and I don't have it. Hey, doing that, John? Yes, a new... Well, we're not quite into the new week, but soon. Hey, doing there, Simon? Good to have you. Well, we'll see about that. Not too late, not too terribly late, but we'll get some work done today. Get some work. It never works. You all may be vaguely interested to know that I'm on the opposite side of the table to when I usually record, and I don't know why. It feels more comfortable. I think it's the natural human thing of being able to see the doorway that makes you feel more comfortable. It's kind of weird like that, isn't it? Kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe that's the rodent brain coming out. Okay. So, yeah. These guys. Now, I was taking a look at these guys. I've been a little bit busy this weekend and weeks thus far. And I've been trying to decide really what I want to do with them. Let me go ahead and use this over here to make it a little bit easier to see. Like, the little chevron over here, the little corner mark, I can't recall what you'd actually probably call it, man. But this indicates the amount of combat preparedness, so you can see the greener is the better. Like that 9 towards a dark green. We have dark green over here to indicate that they are high levels of preparation. So, I'm like, okay, what is it that we're going to do here? Because there's only a single line of Soviets here. There's only a single line. This line apparently has rail usage, but I can't... I don't think that has been broken now. We made it... No, yes, no, this hasn't been broken here, has it? We made it to Yelets, and we knocked out some of this rail. Yeah, okay. So you can see that there's some Soviet rail damage here. Not there. Now, here we should definitely have some rail damage, unless they've repaired it already. Is there any closer in? Right, okay. Interesting. But some of these rails are definitely damaged. They may have repaired them, but that'd be very quick, actually. But yeah, you can see that there's a varying level of combat preparedness across the front here. You can tell which units had to fight and which units really didn't. But yeah, what I'm kind of thinking here is, let's put the roads on again. Not that. There we go, the roads. Okay. So, how do we want to approach this? It's an interesting question. I'm taking a look at the actual strength of the front line in general here. Let me just make sure chat's working. Yep, chat's working. You're just being quiet today. Come on, guys, chop chop. I noticed Dojo gets loads and loads of comments on this video, so I'm like, god damn, I wish I had some of those. Because it'd give me something to do when I'm bored. That would be fun. I think Dojo's nearly out of winter, or is he just out of winter, actually? I don't think it's too far. I think it's in the muddy season, isn't it, which is pretty cool. Indeed, onto Moscow. Maybe. Yeah, because I'm in an interesting situation here. We are starting to note the presence of infantry corps over here as well, which is intriguing. But what I'm trying to think here is, how do we make the most of what we have? How do we use the roads to our benefit? And what I do note is the fact that we do have a double rail line here. And we do have the roads. So what I was kind of thinking about is maybe having the infantry sort of just linger a little in this area to a degree. I don't even need to sort of hold this area because I've destroyed the pocket, so I could actually just pull back towards where the logistics is really. Possibly so. They may move, they may not move. Either way, we have all this under our control, so they're going to have to move in there, and they will not have the benefit of administrative movement in there. But what I'd like to do is, I think, bring the panzers back to our rail over here. And then, well, we do have another option as well. I could have them brought next to the actual, within 3 hexes, but within range of a depot here. Which actually received a decent amount of freight there, which is pretty impressive. But what I could do then is have these guys continue to rest up over here, continue to build up their combat preparation. And we do have a little bit of additional infantry here, but what I'd like to go ahead and do then is try and pull back about... If I could have 2 corps of infantry, that'd be really great. That would be genuinely quite nice. But what I'd like to do is have like a corps of infantry to push through and punch through here, and a corps of infantry to punch through here perhaps, and maybe go for like some sort of small envelopment. But I really would like to go ahead and maybe... of course my battery is low on the headset, that's annoying. I've got to charge one or the other. But I'm going to leave the tablet on charge. Actually, no, one sec. Shouldn't take too long to charge. I've got one of those, like, battery packs. There we go, so we're all good. How you doing that, Arthur? Not yet. Allows the defense to move to the opponent into an uncomfortable stance. Well, this is it really, isn't it? Like, I always like to play the... defensive, offensive sort of card. But right now, it's not really in their favor. They really don't have that many troops to play with here. Hey, Jinder, Evil. Good to have you, my man. But yes, they don't have much to play with here. So what I'd like to do is try and really make the most of our operations. Really go for that strategic depth if I can manage it. Or, you know, that actual operational depth. I think the issue with the Panzers in 42 and the years after is the fact that they went from having the ability to project like operational, to essentially achieve an operational breakthrough, and then it sort of was reduced down to the tactical breakthrough, really, with heavy amounts of infantry support, essentially spawned infantry at that point there. But there wasn't really the gains of prior years. So I think what we need to do then is just make sure we prioritize keeping the Panzers in really good state, good levels of combat preparedness, and just have the infantry able to punch through and back them up. So it's an interesting one, really. So how am I going to achieve that? Is going to be the question. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring the Panzers back. I mean, over here there's no problem. I can pull back here, no problemo at all. I would really like to get rid of these units here, so I think I will try to use them motorized. Which is a bit of a pain because I really don't want to do so. But I really want them gone so I can actually pull back from this position. Though it depends. It's a difficult one, really. Because I'm moving beyond my supply lines as well. And... yeah, I mean, like, over here, we have the benefit of the depots that are established. We have the benefit of the actual pre-established logistics in place here. There's not even really roads in this area either, so it's like... it's not worth it for me. Like, these areas of flat, open terrain, they're not what I want to be in, to be honest. What I'd rather do is, like, go for something like a punch, I guess. A thrust, a jab, that's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, like, trying to aim for, like, a couple jabs and do as we did before, where we managed to encircle almost the entirety of the line there. Yeah, get the rail fast. Hey, done there, Knight. Ah, there we go. Do go ahead and check out Knight Phoenix. He's doing great. He's definitely a better player than I am. He's definitely using modern mechanics, which is pretty awesome. Any idea on how to get the necessary points to win? I mean, this is it for me. I'm not one for trying for victories. I don't think you tried, well, I don't think you set out with that intention either, to be fair, did you, Knight? I think somebody said to me that they told you that you were close to an automatic victory. And an automatic victory is very difficult, isn't it, really? I think you really have to refine a strategy. But I don't know, it's one of these, isn't it? You can see by going like that. I mean, I know you're aware of that. But 750 is not super easy to go for, really. You'd have to get the big cities, in fairness. Yeah. I mean, Moscow... It's one of those, isn't it, really? Like, Moscow, I mean, there's like 100 VP right there in that area. But then this is it. Oh, well, the bonus as well. But then this is it, isn't it? Like, you really need to be able to destroy the Red Army. I haven't had much chance to be... well, I haven't had much chance to keep up with your series, actually. I know you were doing well when it came to like destroying the Soviets, so it's one of those, isn't it? I've not read about many people holding Moscow. They can take it, but it's difficult to hold. So it's an interesting one, really. Okay. Auto victory. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I'm too lazy to go for automatic victory. But I'm happy with what we managed to achieve thus far. Okay, so they can head back to the depot over this way. Yeah, like these guys here, I want to build their combat preparedness up. They're doing great on ammunition supply, fuel, which is really very important there. They're within the administrative zone here, which is good. So yeah, I want to build up about 2 corps of infantry, and we'll go for that. There's a potential to draw additional infantry from the other fronts, but we'll see. I really want to try and knock them off balance in the center here, so I can try and make some progress, perhaps. Now, I do have them over here, the 370th. But I tell you what, I'm going to have them brought down here. And I do have additional... Well, I do have an additional reserve in the 305th. What I might go ahead and do is actually establish fortified positions here on this line. There's not much in the way of pressure at all. I mean, these infantry corps are, okay, a little bit beefy. But it's not so bad. But yeah, what I want to try and do is really knock them off. And I think it's completely achievable. It'd be nice to have some panzers here, to be honest. Which I might try to bring about. We do have a panzer division here, the 3rd Panzer Division. Now, they're actually not too far from being completed. They're waiting for the medium tanks, to be honest. Which, it's an interesting one, really. There's a lot of competition for tanks in here. Quite a lot. We do have a number of replacement battalions in the support stock. I haven't used them as of yet. And I could use them, but I don't know. I'm one of those where I like to hold my reserves and probably never use them. And just I could say I did have to, but there might be a case to use them. We also do have the benefit of the mountaineers over here, which is quite nice. Quite nice. If you can't make big pockets, and maybe just continue making biscuits, yeah. I like that analogy. Yeah. Let's take a look then. So, they're nearly at 7.5 here. We've almost banked 4.5. I bet I could get 4.5 with these guys that are still trapped over here. Really annoying that they held out. I've always got to go full in on the attacks. Even if it's not worth it, it still gets the job done. That's the hard part to swallow there, really. But yeah, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do then is establish some strong points in, well, these fortified zones, I think, perhaps, in certain locations. I think in the very best positions, really, where we can manage it. The reason being, I'm going to take reserves from this area, which sounds like a crazy thing, but in fairness, we aren't lacking for the most part. In terms of strength, like our units over here are actually in fairly good state. Now, the AI is going to, well, the actual game's complaining that we have a number of units below strength, which, yes, in fairness, we do. But what it considers below strength is pretty wild sometimes as to what we would consider below strength. But yeah. Okay, what I might do here then is go for the light woods. It's not ideal, but it'll do. I'm also going to look for some leaders to replace in the future as well. But I'm going to establish this fortified zone behind the line here. It'd be nice to have at level 2 there, to be honest. But it's just... it's clear terrain at the end of the day. I mean, it's nearly level 3. Oof. Issues is just never going to be as good as the light woods here. But I'll go for that. And I think one more at Depot 23 in that. And that'll be about it. There we are. That's just a security policy. It's not going to do much, but it gives me at least something to fall back to. They can't just break through willy-nilly. Like, they'll have to attack these positions. They don't necessarily have to, but at least it's something there. It's a bit of a roadblock. I don't think it's required, but it's nice to have nonetheless. But what I'm going to go ahead and do then is I'm going to have the 370th moved over this way then. Now, I really want to get them built up very quickly if I can. I also need to make sure they're pre-positioned. So we want to have them close to the front line. But obviously outside the enemy's range, really. If I move them there, I don't think I can take them off the line. I could take them off at a railroad, in fairness. I've got the motorized core there, which I can move there. Yeah, like the 305th is a very nice division. There we are, take you off the rail. Yeah, so we've got 373.05. That's nice. Okay. So, let's organize things here. I can just maintain like a single division as we did before. Some of these were changed over. Like 4th Army here is hang on a tick. Yeah, 4th Army there, and 2nd Army as well actually, are under capacity now, because we did give a lot over to the 3rd Panzer Group. So let's see. This core here then. I am going to go ahead and place you back under 4th Army. Like so. Okay. It's not too bad there, Jan. We're not going to be moving this turn. Nor the turn after, really. We'll see about that. I want to bring them back in here. We still have the rail here behind us. That should be okay. But I appreciate the concern. Okay. Right, so we have that call there. They can move over to that position. I'm going to have these fellows brought back. We'll have them brought to about here then. I want them to be close to where they're going to be essentially going from, really. Launching from, I guess you could say. So we have the 52nd Corps here. 52nd remains there, actually. Let's have you place into 52nd. And that gives me my Assault Corps there of 5 divisions. So that can remain there. These others I'm going to have placed potentially here, I think. Do you think it would have been better to go further in the center during Barbarossa or no? I'm quite happy with where we got to, really. If we go beyond, there's Vyazma, which is a size 2 rail line, size 2 rail yard. Like, we could have gone potentially further. There would have been more roads to have made use of, to be honest. Hey, didn't I, Snake? But I don't think it's too bad, to be honest. I think we're kind of at the point where it's about right. We'll see about that. We'll see. Yeah. A difficult one, really. Like in future games, obviously I'll be able to see where I'm going to sight my line. We know how to dig a line more effectively now. We've learned from that. But yeah, I was quite happy that we did manage to take this area just for that defensive terrain, really. I think I probably placed too much around Smolensk in reality, because I was always a little worried around Smolensk. Well, in reality, it's urban terrain. Like, there's some nice defensive terrain around here. Like, Smolensk is actually quite a nice... it's a tough nut to crack, really. From that direction, that is. Okay. So, yes, I'm going to bring the Panzers back. Reorganize things here. Like, I don't want to have infantry in the motorized. It's useful because it does get, like, there's a bonus from the motorized core, but I'd rather have the infantry in with the infantry. Really maximize the use of the Panzers if I can. Now, let's see. Can you stop the upgrades of units, for example? Well, that one's some time away. Like, if I take a look over here. Like, in 19 turns we'll have that one, which is a 43 infantry division. The change that reduces their manpower isn't for another 67 turns in the 44 COE. But then again, it's one of those of, like, manpower is useful, but it depends on what they actually have. Like, this division obviously has more firepower, in a sense. But less men, of course. Not that many less, but still. I mean, obviously here. I don't know if you can stop the upgrades. I don't think you can. I'm not so sure. Yeah, taking cities head on is hard. Indeed it is. Right, let's bring them back. Okay, there we are. Yeah, exactly. Now, I might have them brought there, perhaps closer to a rail as well. Um, the reason being is if a unit moves there, I don't want it to interrupt them. So I'll move them there. Excuse me. Okay. So we've got 2 infantry here. 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. We'll go with that then. We'll have a little bit extra actually, but I think what I'm going to do is probably take another, maybe 3, I'm going to say at least 3 divisions here. That one can go there. We'll rearrange it anyway to make it work. Right, you're part of the motorized, but I don't really want that. It might have been that, That's okay, we'll make it work then. I'll have you sit in a row. There we go. I was thinking that we had another core somewhere. There we are. Right then, so what I'm going to go ahead and do then is change them from the motorized to the... where is it? Yeah, the 7th core. There we are. Now, this is a lot of strength, really. It's a lot of our actual operational strength. Especially when it comes to the infantry on this right flank, really. But that's okay. I think what we need to do is just obviously concentrate. The lines are really fairly static at the moment, which is very odd. It's really an odd situation to be in, really. Right, okay. They could definitely handle more. So, 43rd. Now, they're not an assault HQ, so I do need to bear that in mind. 43rd there. Yep, that about capacity. They could be shifted down the line here. Place them at the next depot. And there we are. You're commanding these elements right now. But what I'm going to go ahead and do then is the 263rd and 31st can be switched over to this command here. So that is 35th. You've already changed headquarters this turn. A little awkward. So 35th nonetheless. They need to be shifted back down there, but that isn't going to be doable right now. How strong are the Soviet infantry corps? Well, I'm not sure what their full TOE is, but they do seem to be about 20k at least, which is a good number of men. I've really not taken a closer look at them. I imagine they're probably... I guess I suppose the way to look at them is they're probably about equivalent to a German division. I'm not too sure how much they have in terms of support equipment, but they certainly have the men of a German sort of division, really. They, of course, do have more, but not that many more. But then I don't know what their TOE looks like. I don't know whether they have as much support or less, guns more, less, you know what I mean? Probably. Some similarities, but yeah. Right, like, this guy over here I want to have shifted up this way. So I can actually have it set to take the double rail there. There's a number of different ways I want to take this, and it's a difficult one, really, because I do want this rail line here. But we do have a really... Well, yeah, we have the 2 panzer groups here, roughly. Well, there's 2 roughly here. And then there's 2 in this area here. So we are going for a very... a strategy that I didn't really intend. I intended to keep, like, one around Smolensk. But in fairness, we can push out this way, and I think we push through for Vroznev just for the VP. But I'd like to take Saratov more than I'd like to take Stalingrad. And the reason being that Saratov, I can actually follow the rail lines to it. Stalingrad, not so much. But I think they'll come part and parcel together, really. It's interesting. But what I'm happy to do now is enjoy the gains that we managed to make. I mean, we managed to capture another 186k here, possibly more here. We'll get that worked out, get the logistics behind that, because I don't have the FBDs in place behind them right now. And I want to make sure that we do have that. Otherwise, we are expending more trucks than we need to, or would prefer to, really. Which is generally how I'm going to be taking it, so, yes. Yeah, okay, let's see here. 4th Army can handle corps from the 6th Army here. Where's the commanding corps here? Okay. Bit of a confused mess, but you can go over to the 4th Army. There we are, and we'll rearrange this. The tank calls that we've seen so far have been actually fairly weak, but that's due to the fact that, well, tanks need to make it to the front. Okay. And again, I'm going to have these brought back. I could have them base at Kursk, which we did beforehand. And I'm pretty happy to go ahead and do that. Like, this corps over here is better. They have more combat preparation, which is nice. But what I'm going to go ahead and do, actually, is I'm going to take a look at where I want to have them based. I could have them moved up towards a Rel, perhaps. Or we could actually... What I need is a roads, and I really lack roads in a lot of these areas. Granted, clear terrain's fine. I can make do with clear. But I really do prefer to work with a road system. I really do prefer that. Alternatively, we can work with the rail lines. Now, we've fought tank corps. We've definitely dealt with tank corps already. There was a tank corps around here somewhere. I can't recall whereabouts it was, but there definitely was one. I don't know if we managed to get it in the pocket. Maybe we didn't. But I'm sure that there was one somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There's a tank corps here. You can see there, just 98 tanks. But this is it. They're not quite up to scratch yet. Like, we had this over here with an independent tank battalion. Indeed. Right then. Let me see, I've got a lot of the infantry here, and I'd like to build the infantry up as well, to be honest. So let's take a look then. So, where are my FBDs then? We have a FBD here, we have an FBD here. One there, one there. One here, and one here. We actually see the Soviet FBD over there, or whatever the Soviet equivalent is, which is interesting to see that. But yes, we see that. Oh, also what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I've noted the fact that these guys are not receiving fuel right now. They're not. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I'm going to have them moved over here to Kerch. The reason being they're just not receiving it. These fellows over here, it's a tough one. But I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually have them sent to the reserve. When are they due their upgrade? 19 turns until they get that upgrade. What is their actual TOE like? Let's see. Okay. They're actually faring fairly well. Missing some assets. But not terribly many. Well, I guess what I'll do then is I'll maintain it for now. But the issue is it doesn't seem like we're getting the fuel over here. And that is, of course, a bit of a problem. So, I think I'm going to have them made ready to ship out. You can... I'll assign you to the L Corps. To the 50th. I believe it is. Yeah, we'll have them assigned that. Now... I don't know if there's a benefit to doing this. I'm going to trust that there may be. So I'll give that a go. It might be that we can transfer perhaps over here, but I'm not sure about that. I don't think so, but I'm going to give it a go. This fellow over here is actually going to be going north. I think it's actually a good time as ever now to connect this line up here. That would be quite useful to do. We definitely could have done with that at some point earlier on, really. Well, you know. Interestingly, they have a rail connection. Just oh no, there it is. There it is. It is there. It's just a little hard to see. But I will have them connected up to the line as well. It's not essential, but it's useful to have nonetheless. But yeah, we'll focus on bringing this into the system here. That's going to help us to connect up over here. They need to build up preparedness. We'll aim to try and isolate Rostov this turn as well. But yeah, generally how I feel about things is we need to have the logistics in place. We need to have the FPDs in place to get things really sorted out. Like, I could build this up over here, and I think I'm tempted to do that. In fact, I'm not ready to move yet, so I think I will go ahead and do that. I could have it placed over here at a rail, but yeah. I think I'll build up some of these rails here. We'll go like that. And then what I can do is place a depot here. Maybe you should just stop there. Ah. Indeed. Ah well, they can sit there perhaps. Okay. Your cause over here, then. I do have a rail line there, so I'm going to create that depot once again. Right, shift you there. Yeah. You know what? That's an interesting question there. The depots, you need to have like a rail yard. Well, I don't know. Actually, you don't actually need a rail yard as such. I think it needs to be certain locations. There's some criteria to it, really, but you can set them up. You don't need like a unit to set them up. But for like the super depots, like you need to have the FPD in the city, remain there for a turn sort of thing. But having the actual cores in the depot does definitely help. It really helps them to get replacements in here as well, which is really handy. Are you going to push towards Tbilisi? I'm going to push, like, yeah, we're going to aim to try and take all of this. I've got the Italians on the way as well. We do have additional forces from Norway that have just arrived too. This unit over here is going to be headed towards OKH. The reason being is I can make that a support unit, and I'd much rather do so. So convert unit to support role. There we are. I really, really like that. It's generally a very nice feature, to be honest. Okay. They're going to take some time to get moving out. Some less than others. I'm going to take them through Hungary to try and avoid stressing the Ukraine lines as much as I can, really. Which ain't too much. But yeah, we've got another 3 Jaeger divisions heading south. All these guys here. Yeah, they're definitely useful. I mean, this is probably the one place that I actually could do with Allied support. Because there is quite a few Soviets, and the terrain being as it is hard going. So having a couple Jaeger divisions out here is very useful. And I do have this division here, which, yeah, okay. That one is subjected to flank support. Most certainly so. Oops. There we are. Now, currently they are under OKH. They really could do with going under Army Group South, to be honest. I'm not that far from having like Army Group B, to be honest, which I really can't wait for. Let's see, can the 17th Army handle that? Not particularly. I could maybe have them under Army Group Antonescu. I'd prefer to keep them under a German army, an army at least, under a German army. It would help them to fight more effectively together, at least that they'd be from the same army. Yeah, exactly, Snake. But I'd need to clear some, like, room there. Alternatively, I could have them part of, like, 3rd Panzer or 1st Panzer Army. I'm gonna have them assigned... I could probably get away with it, actually. I could probably go ahead and have them assigned to Army Group South. And probably just go for 17th? But I think I'd prefer... Well, I don't know. Let's see. Wait, 11th Army. 11th Army is really very interesting one here. Like, 11th Army is in a very interesting position because they have, like, a lot of divisions assigned to them. But they're actually really compact. Like, where's all the 11th Army here? They're around here somewhere. If you get Stalingrad, Army Group South... Well, it is due to arrive. I don't know if it needs that or it will arrive nonetheless. But if I take a look at actual fronts over here, like, we are due to gain Army Group B in turn 59 as a reinforcement, so... I don't know if it's actually predicated on the city Stalingrad. But either way, it's like 6 turns from now or so. And I'm very much looking forward to having that, because that's really going to help us to really just, yeah, that'd be like perfect, to be honest. I like that about the trains, that's a good joke. I appreciate that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, like, you need to be refitted there, don't you? So, you need to go into refit, bring them back up strength. They could really do a refit as well, to be honest. It does take up a lot of freight, though. But what I'm going to do is place you then on a level 3 terrain. Or do I? In fairness, I'm level 2. But that is like a larger gap than I want, actually. So I do need to go ahead and place them there. Go for that there. They need to shift over here. But ideally, I'd like to have another hex in front, to be fair. But it's hard to say no to re-establish fortifications, especially in clear terrain. But the Soviets have some distance to move ahead here. But then if we take a look, like, I do have this rail line here, and I would like to make use of that. It's very nice to have that. Yeah. I've got to figure that out, really. Yeah, the zone of control here is not nice. It's going to be an awkward one here. I really want to do this, but I really would prefer to not be in motorized regiments. I really wish I would be able to break them. That's quite irritating. So, what I'm going to have to go ahead and do then is... Let's see. Let's place you when I need you first. Excuse me. Go for that. Right, so you belong to that corps, but you can make it over there. I'll have you assigned to that closest corps. Okay. That is the 42nd, I do believe. There we are. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'd like to have. I really would have preferred to have been able to, like, destroy these guys here. But I do have the FPD over here to support this. And we do have forces in the area. It's just a little bit more awkward than I prefer. I don't like awkward things. Let me just rebuild this division here. But we do have a silver lining in the fact that I really... I'm going to likely have this Panzer Corps move to the south. There... Ooh, that's also a question there regarding a 3rd Panzer Army. But in fairness, I could have 3rd Panzer move to Kursk, which I'm going to go ahead and do. That sorts that situation out. I'm also going to place them there, just on the off chance that something moves in there. I really don't want to have that taken out. It's very unlikely, but I really don't want that rail line taken out. Yeah, we could go for that. So that brings them within range, so I can go ahead and shift them down there. I could have them placed under the 2nd Panzer Army, but they're over capacity at the moment in time, and I really have been trying to like organize these guys properly. We see that Army Group B withdraw at turn 86. Yeah, that's it really. It is essentially 4-case blue, which is really what I've been using it for. It'd be very useful in that situation because I could then have them just completely just concerned with the caucus, which works well for me. Takes off a lot of the administrative burden from Army Group South then. Okay. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do here then, let's see. I really want that gone. It's an awkward one. 10. I could maybe pull off a hasty attack there, to be honest. They could likely do it. Like, I might be able to do it with the Panzers. It's just not really what I would have preferred. I really hope they could have taken that, but okay. Like, I do have the benefit of having depots in the area, and obviously we are building the depots up over here. Yeah, I think it was worthwhile to have two, apparently. There you go. 17 there is pretty good. 20. Okay. Like, they can surely handle that. As much as I would prefer. Could I get something in there? I'll give you like I could get them in there, but it's one division. They should be able to manage it. My God, it makes me feel... Oh gosh. Just give him some fucking... I don't know. I really can't afford it to fail. It's gonna succeed, but you know what? I don't... Yeah, okay. It's gonna do it, isn't it? Yeah, okay, good. I wasn't that confident, as you could tell. I was like, this is probably not gonna happen, and it's gonna bite me in the ass. We are gonna have them move down this way. Well, actually, I'm gonna move you back for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and move you within range. Can I cross that? I can cross that. I think it cost me more though. So we'll go there for now. Okay. I do want to go ahead and make that a deliberate. I technically couldn't. I could do it without. I could. Yeah, I could do it without. But I don't know how much of a betting man I am, and I've been disappointed many a fucking time. So I'm just like, I'm so burnt. I'm so burnt on things like this. So I'm like, oh, okay. But we can do it. We can do it. I'm going to pull these guys back anyway. I'm just not that much of a betting man, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure we do it. Okay. They don't have that mobility right now, which kind of sucks, but okay, I can work with that. But it does deal with them. This one over here is easier to handle because I do have infantry in the area. But, yeah, I want them done if I can get them done. That'd be most ideal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've been burnt too many times. Too many effing times. In theory, they should be able to do it, but you know what? I'm really not 100%. Okay, good. They still have some ability. Theirs is reduced, but that's okay. Right. It feels terrible to have had to do that, but I'm going to shift them down to the south anyway. It does bring us to 215 though, so we're just shy, 1,000 shy of that. Wow, 100 shy. That's funny. 4,499,900. Shame that we didn't have 99 as well. That'd have been hilarious. But yeah, I've been burnt too many times that I can't keep going for that. Of course, I would have preferred to move them elsewhere, but that's okay. I do at least have the rail line I can repair now. So, it's one of those. Like, I'd prefer to go that way, but okay. Right, let me work this out now. So at least I do have the benefit of some position here to work with. However that may end up looking, really. Depot would be useful there. I know it seems a little daft, but I think I have a... Yeah, we had a rail yard there anyway. Okay. But it does free these fellas to move this way. And I think... I mean, I'd really like to try and have some units kept off the back line, really. Oh yeah, June 21st, yeah, that's cool. Near enough, isn't it? Near enough. Indeed. Okay. And to be honest, I'm going to try and insulate the panzers. That might sound like I'm over-prioritizing panzers, but I'd really like to make sure that if I can prevent them being on the front line, that's worthwhile. I don't think I can do it for the 18th. I could technically take them out here. At least then they'd have that, but, you know. Can't really advance across here, unfortunately. Oops. Really? Okay. Right. Like, I could build a depot there. There's a rail yard there. Excuse me. I don't know why I have the sniffles, but I do. Yeah, I'm just trying to buy some room for them, really. Quite literally buy some room. In fact, actually, you remain there. They can actually be moved there. That There's okay. I don't know why I'm sniffing, but apologies. Okay. Build them back up, get them back if I can. You can support. Okay. Yeah, what I want to give them is that ability to get off the line here. I do like to have them here. This is a major pain in my ass. I am going to use the panzers to get that done, reluctantly, but I want to make sure everything is clear here. The reason being that it's units destroyed now, there's no potential way they could get it out, and yeah, it's a pain. But in fairness, it's an easy battle for them. At least it's clear terrain in both. Not ideal, though. Certainly not ideal. Sorry, I don't know why I'm sniffling, but you know. I thought they would have actually held there for a second, but they didn't, thank God. Okay. Can't... But I could maybe... maybe do it with that, but I'm not, again, a betting man. Right, there we are. A bit of a pain, but we can work around it. But it means that all the pockets that we created last turn are cleared, which is good in of itself. There we are, takes it to 250 now, which is nice. It means that we're not having to deal with that. These depots are mad. Honestly, I'm going to have to look into how I want to have my depot set up, because that doesn't look right to me. But yeah, it means I don't have to deal with them now. I'm going to pull back, set up like defensive line where I can. Get it working properly, that is. Try and insulate units when I can. Which is easier said than done. In fact. Yeah, you shift there, cover that rail line. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, they do decay over time, yes, that's correct. There's definitely a decay element. Hang on a tick. Oh, I see. Right, so, 41st motorized. Now this turn probably feels a little boring, but I think it's important to get set up. But I think it's also important to recognize what our limitations are to a degree. I really prepare. Like, we'll be in a position for the next turn then. That should be pretty good. It should be pretty strong. Like, we'll have the logistics behind us more than we did so before. And, yeah, that should certainly help out. I mean, the Soviets have had, well, they had about 250,000 men taken from their line there. Which is not great for them, don't get me wrong. And the units that have arrived, they're arriving in positions that are not as good. So we'll see. I really would prefer not to be like this, but hey. And down here, that's an interesting one. I do want to secure my position here. But I'm not sure if I want to go further right now than Rostov. So we do have you here running as our super depot. But I don't have... Yes, the FBD's over there. And there. That one needs to head that way. That one obviously will be doing its own thing down here. So yeah, I'm going to maintain that one here. I'm going to maintain this one over here to start now because it gives us that freight in the area to boost us, which is nice. I'm going to draw back elements to where we have a line, which is to here anyway, so it's not really drawing back far. But with the major river there of dawn, it's not exactly ideal. But what I prefer to do then is have like a strong right hook, like come out this way. Secure Vorozne, then really try and envelop them. Like if I can cut them off from the north by cutting the rail lines out here, Vorozne, and obviously like they'll have the lines out here, but if I can go ahead and cut them off in the north, and then like cut that rail line there, that really does, it takes away their mobility, which is nice. Is Sevastopol something you take in the winter once you lose mobility, once you're in static positions? Sevastopol and Odessa are ones that you take if you don't fuck up the air power, as I did. Sevastopol, we've been able to make the actual start that we wanted to make, that I tried to make for Odessa, but I wasn't understanding how, well, I didn't understand how the mechanics worked. But yeah, Sevastopol's been like this 3 turns. Oops. I'm happy to let it starve, to be honest. It's not starving as of yet, but it will start to shortly enough. I'll probably just send some Jaegers in to deal with it. I'm happy to let it starve. Yeah. How you doing there, Nomadic? Yeah. That brings you in range. Yeah, they're fine there. Okay. I'm going to draw back the mobile elements, but I think what I need to go ahead and do then is, first of all... we have 2 additional divisions down here, which is quite nice. I don't... Yeah, there's no unload benefit there. Yeah, we're going alright, going strong. Going strong. They can help us out here. What I need to go ahead and do then is establish this. I'm going to have them build that back up there for a start. And I can go there. It gives me the ability to move across here if I so wish to do so. Let's see. I need another core down here, to be honest. I've got Mansteins there. Oh yeah, we're going for the Caucasus. Yeah, we're definitely going there. What I wanted to do, really, is I've ended up in a situation where we have 4 Panzer armies on this line here. Is what I'm going to try and do is maybe jump towards Tula, knock out the rail lines there. We'll obviously secure that position there, and unhinge them in this area, try and envelop them if I can. And maybe push forward here in the center. I would like to aim for like Saratov, Stalingrad with 2 Panzer armies. A Panzer army could potentially head to Stalingrad. I could have another Panzer army for the Caucasus entirely. It depends, really. But really, what I want to go ahead and do is have the Panzer armies push forward and try to isolate the Caucasus from the north by simply having the men up over here. Like, this area here isn't really where I want to be fighting. I'd rather be fighting out here where we have, like, the dual lines to work with. Meanwhile, I am shifting the Jaeger forces down to the Caucasus here, to the Kuban. Like we have... Yeah, we've got the 2 SS mounted divisions, and I've got 4 Jaeger divisions here so far. There's another 3 Jaeger divisions on the way. Yep. Another 3 Jaeger divisions on the way. The Italian Jaegers, and I think I'm going to bring back the Hungarian Jaegers. Yep. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the 2nd Hungarian Army and a corps as well, I reckon. 5. Yeah, everybody can move into mountains. Transfer you to the map as well. Okay. I am tempted to bring back the 3rd Panzer, but I'm going to let them continue to soak up the medium armor, really. Yeah, well that's it exactly. But the thing is, it's like the reason why we're gonna have enough fuel for the year. We'll have enough. Like we don't have that many turns of like full-on movement like we're doing now. We will have enough, which is why I'm pulling back to the logistics as well, trying to conserve that too. But by securing these cities as well, especially securing like Saratov and places like that, we do take a lot from the Soviets. But if we take these cities in the north and isolate Caucasus in general, it's going to make it almost impossible for them to come back from that. This is going to be essentially an infantry slot for the most part, it seems. So that is going to be as it is. Going to have to try and build up the combat prep on these guys, but yeah. Maybe I made a miscalculation with how much I should send down this road. I might have the 2 SS divisions move down here, perhaps. Or even the 2 SS move north to aid the infantry here. Like this rough terrain I thought would have been passed by now, but I didn't anticipate all these additional units. But in fairness, it works out to our advantage, because it means that they're not over here in the north. But we'll be sending paratroopers to take that base there, shortly enough, and that should unhinge them. So that'd be nice, that'd be nice. Okay, so let's see. A little bit of an issue regarding core strength down here. Well, regarding cores. Like, some of these are underutilized. Right, that's a motorized core. Motorized. That's an infantry core. Infantry core as well, there. To be honest, Alf, I'd say get one East 2, because it really is the definitive version so far. It's kind of how I feel about it right now. It's just got the best of both, which is really awesome. Alright, okay. Quite a few units here. Let's get things set up then. Where's the line? Insulate that rail line. Oh right, I didn't have the town, did I? Yeah, some of these units need to be built up over here. I'm going to establish another depot there. That 10k needs to go back. Yeah, they need to be rebuilt here. As do they, really. Yeah, they need to be rebuilt. Need to use that road. Again, I'd like to... I do have the Rostov. The Rostov Grad, actually. I'd like to use that. Hard to say no to a city in fairness. We did concern the South. They, I don't think they feel the same way. But yeah, I get with you. Okay. Gosh, what a confused situation. It's okay. I'd change it, but I'm a little lazy right now. So what I want to do then is really conserve this hook here. I'll even have these placed on reserve. They're damn lucky to have them placed on reserve. Oops. Okay. Ally. Shit. I didn't mean to do that one, but okay. Works. Okay. Hope it gets around like a Dowdian. Okay. So, technically could do it. Definitely could do it, in theory. So... but I'd kind of like to do van and buy some room, but I need... Yeah, this is it. I don't think I'm... Bloody... This city's annoyed because of its actual location here. I need to really drive these guys out of the way, but it's not as easy as it seems, really. I could try and conserve one. At least now I do have you there. 13, 14, so 24th I'm going to try and conserve. There's no guarantee that I can actually break through with this, but I'm going to give it a go. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, is it going to happen? Does it happen? It happens, wow. I am surprised, but wow, look at those air losses there, that's pretty nice. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Nice. Nice. Okay. You can't really move too far. Funny. Shit. Okay, well, it doesn't make much of a difference. There we are. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. We're actually fairly fortunate to manage that, to be honest. I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, that's what we need there. Set up that depot there. I don't know, to be honest, the AI just does its own goddamn thing regarding depots. This is a weaker panzer force there. Tell you what, probably not wise to leave that open. Tell you what, I should have moved that regiment instead. God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, well. Yeah. Well, what I'm going to want to do is, like, try and land paratroopers over here to seize this port, and that'll give me some, like, room to breathe out here. To maneuver, really. Prepare the mobile forces there. I mean, there's some strong forces here, like in Totenkopf and Das Reich. Yeah, that's pretty hefty. I'm gonna have to choose a Panzer Division to rebuild, aren't I? Like, there's a part of me that's like, don't do it. Don't do it. You'll have the bragging rights that you didn't use a Panzer Battalion. But then the part of me that's rational is like, you can do it. It's fine. It's what you want to do anyway. I'm like, which one do you listen to? Which do you listen to? That's a sprout. Goddamn division. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it's gonna be fitted there. Okay. Not even that bragging about it, it's just me being weird. I don't know. I have a tendency to hold reserves like way too much. Berlin could rightly be burning, I'd be like, it's okay, it's not quite the right time. Right, let me see. Whoops. I missed the size thing, that'd be useful here. 25th Panzer. Oh, I see. So we can do this in a number of ways. We can build them up from the weakest to the strongest. Or there's... Like, I think for me, I would prefer... I'd prefer to go ahead and, like, push them into the stronger divisions. But then in fairness, I guess we'll do it by TOE. But I really like the idea of having, like, a really... Goddamn, they have a lot of... Yes, because they've got the RFSS. I was wondering why they were so strong. But they should go back. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of these, isn't it? It's like, I think... I don't know. I guess it's probably better to have more competent panzer divisions. So I guess we'll try to bring, like, a core up to scratch or something of that nature. And, yeah, it's a tough one. I'm still... I'm still resistant because I'm not entirely sure which one should gain priority of panzer battalions. I could give them all a panzer battalion, but I'd rather build them up. And I was like, freaking, oh my gosh. Any mention of tanks, and I was like, use them, use them. Which, rightly so. I'm gonna use them. I just need to decide where. What the hell's that other RFSS? God damn. I'd love building these panzer divisions up to stupid strengths. Okay. I love the RFSS brigades though. So much. They're likely going to be withdrawn at some point, but I love them. Okay. Right. Alf, I'd say just play the game. I know it sounds daft, but just play through the game, make mistakes, and learn, really. If you can see where you went wrong, it's a lot easier to learn. Also, make more use of cores. Like, I'm not putting support units into cores, and I will at some point shortly. I keep telling myself that, but I keep doing the opposite. But there will be a point at which I do use them again. I just like to have them in there for their, like, direct contribution to battle, like, definitive, like, I know it's going to be in there. Oh, yeah, South, yeah, I know, yeah. We might build up these panzers then, I guess. Morale looks okay. That one could obviously do with winning some battles there. Then arguably... Alright. Yeah. Like, I don't really need tanks down. Well, to be honest, I might build up 5th Panzer, considering that they're so weak. I think I'll build up 5th Panzer. Or do I? As far as it goes for Soviet equipment, it's mostly mortars, some artillery pieces, and AT guns at the moment. Okay. I'm a bigger fan of the motorized than I am of anything else. Okay, so let's see. 115. Okay, so you can have them. Oh, it pains me. Granted, they're not the best tanks here, but tanks are tanks. How many tanks should you have? 110. I'll give a battalion. Bring them up. And they should have like about 200-ish, but... no, but at the end of the day, it's fine enough. Like, I don't use them for much active combat. Like, we could do that, but sometimes it's been a bit anal. Like, I am usually anal, but not always anal. Counteractively anal. Alright. I'd like to give it to the best. I'm going to give them a battalion, I guess. Bring them up, I suppose. This is why I prefer motorized. I'd rather have more motorized than panzers in a lot of ways. I guess we'll give them the sensible way. Oh, they got that one anyway. How you doing there, listener? AI's pretty decent. Seems to be doing well. I mean, we're playing normal modes. You can play, like, hard and they can effectively teleport, but I'm not all about that. Okay. I'm going to aim to bring them up. I really would prefer to have one or two panzer divisions that are really beefy. I would much prefer that. Okay. Yeah. And it's just at the end of the day, you'll be playing against a human opponent sooner or later. Yeah, probably just easy to click on the tanks. I can see them easier. Yeah, 100 there. Ugh. I did that, Simon. Well, we're already moving east, in fairness. Tiger production's like, I don't know what, like September or something? I mean, this is it. I don't intend to use all my panzers as such. Like, I'm going to have some panzer divisions left, really, to continue to build up. Who has the most morale? God damn, you have a lot of morale. Hot damn, yo. Spicy boy. Yeah, and you need a battalion. Okay. $90 as well. 21st, yep. Okay. Oops, I did it again. Right. I really, really, really want to take them above like 200. I really do. But I think... I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. I do have more Panzer battalions. These other Panzer battalions, they're not full strength. I'm going to wait until they are full strength. So they can go back to the reserve for now. Like, even the one that's 97, I'm going to have it brought to 100. Okay. And then we'll see. We have a couple more battalions over here, so I can bring them up. I'd like to have, like... 200. I'd like to try and get a division with about 300 or so. Like, as much as I could potentially get in there. And, like, give it 2 RFSS brigades and everything. Ideally, it could be SS for the morale, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Having the Stoke battalions is useful. But we'll probably use the other ones, you know, like the separate infantry, the independent infantry ones that come with the Stugs and that as well as like a battalion of infantry. They're cool. Alright, shift you down here. You can shift there. Oh, there's a call there. Well, bugger me. Didn't realise we had a spare one. That would have been super, super duper handy. Okay. Not too sure where to move you right now, but I'll leave you as you are. I know. Yeah, that's looking alright to me. That's true. I am pretty happy with that. Again, moving reserves. Like, I've got reserves here. Like, I could technically bring another 3 divisions, or at least 2 divisions from this area. I do think I'm going to shift this one out here. Yeah, they can shift there for the time being then. Okay. Yeah, luckily we have these guys here, so that's good for us. And that's going to be shifting there. It'd be worthwhile to bring this second line in there. It gives us additional capacity to move assets, really, which is worthwhile. Hopefully this one works out. So I'm going to go ahead and let the AI do its debone majigger, and then we'll move into the next turn. Okay. We do have that core cut off there, which is nice. I mean, really, I'd like to return mobility to the front, but I don't think we're going to get the opportunity. At least not across the entirety of the front. Now you can see they're running. Yeah, they like to run reconnaissance around. But they have to be aware that there is a strong right hook on their flank there. They don't have that much in the way of strength, really. I mean, this is it. Really, we could have gone two different ways. Like, I could have pressed onto Gillette, and I could have pressed onto like towards Vorozny and other things like that. I might have been able to manage some pockets, but I'm much happier like this because I've pulled back to where the logistics are, as I said last time. I want to build up that combat potential and really make the most of these men. The Soviets are going to close that distance. More than likely they'll close that distance. In fairness, that's good for me. Because it means that they're not going to have the logistics in place, potentially, yet. And it's a shorter distance to go. But, like, there's a big build-up down here. Yeah, there we are. So they shift up, but not entirely to the front line here. As far as you can see right now, so right now all these guys that are not on the front line still have the benefit of the administrative zone there. They're not in contact with enemies, so they're not spending a percentage of ammunition, which is great. They don't have that skirmish, which is good, and they'll recover sooner. I need to get some fighters based here, but in fairness, they're not doing any goddamn good against this line. But I do want to go ahead and probably give some support battalions to these guys here that are like, I'd like to try and bring them all up. Like, you've got 80, 90, 95, 45, 42, 50. Yeah, this is a weak point here, and I've got to address that shortly. Luckily, there is that river crossing involved on that one, so that's good. But this one here at 45 on the other side of the river, dangerous. I could do with giving them some AA, perhaps. They could, like, indirectly interdict that. Oh yeah, they're really building that freight up there. Ah, yes, the good old deadly Moscow run. But there we are, so we see no attacks against our line this turn. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Not that many turns of great weather, but we do have them. And our objectives are closer which is useful. The timetable is very different, which is quite interesting. I think it was Nordhammer said to me, or somebody said that they will gain another 150,000 or so men, but I think that comes later on in the year. And that's the last sort of like event where they gain manpower. I mean, like in December we had them gain like, well, whenever it was, I think it was December or something like that, or some point after. I think it was December perhaps. But they had a point where they gained like 500k manpower, and we definitely felt that. But I think we've been able to road that down, which is good. So yeah, we're playing a different tempo in a way. As Anno keeps roasting my arse about, we do need to go ahead and secure more oil, and we are moving towards that, thank God. Okay, just 15k there. But that's because we had the fighting. Just 26 FE losses. Trucks I really want to build back up. Unready, understrength. Understrength I need to get built up. You can see there below 65. Okay. Shortages of forces in Finland. We are moving more forces there. I do love it as a reindeer. That's pretty awesome. Ah, if we could get to... Well, I mean, this is it. We'll just... Essentially, once Army Group B arrives, then these forces really do not have anything to do with each other at that point. There's 4 Panzer armies arrayed along this line. We have pretty... Yeah, there's literally... there's nearly every Panzer division in the Wehrmacht along this line, and motorized division along this line. There's no mobile elements to the north. It is literally all down here. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to run reconnaissance again in the north. I'd like to try and not have too much there. I'm going to go ahead and issue those battalions, by the way. So that one there could do with some, like, men in it, really. I do like Pioneers because they do come equipped with like anti-tank weaponry as well. Like they do have the AT, which is quite nice. But that's like 900 men each time. Plus they help to dig in. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's one that's sufficient. Though that disagrees. But then, it's because of light woods, isn't it? Yeah, light woods are not good. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna run into the south. Actually, I tell you what, I could just actually rest them, but I'm too far in now. I will shift that. There we are. Okay. Is the last rail line... Well, there's Stalingrad over here, this line here. But then there is the Astrakhan one. But in fairness, that one is only a single line there. We will move, of course, assets out there. And eventually once we get here, then that line doesn't matter anyway. This one I'm going to try to cut, but yeah. I mean, this is it. It's like, once we get here, cut that. That's good. Yeah, the air mechanics are definitely a lot better. I mean, I'm going to have to learn how to use it to a much higher level, but we'll get there. Okay. Yeah, this is where I need to begin to shift up the airfields as well, shortly enough. Okay. Yeah, lost a few there apparently. Yeah, exactly. I need more reconnaissance in this area if I can get it. They're likely flying from some distance, but I do want them in here. Shit. I hate when it does that. I didn't have Marcus. I'm only playing against the AI right now to learn. I hope to have an opponent in the near future. I mean, Dojo has said he would play, so that's likely going to be the person I play against. Is going to be Dojo. But yeah, I mean, this is it. I'm learning the game. Confirmed that. And then yeah, we'll play against a human opponent. That's going to be the idea. Pock. I like that. Yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun. Add an escort in there just because we know what happens. I mean, really, I could do with more down there. I need to get a new bloody music player, because this thing just stops working after a while. For some reason. Okay, that'll help. Right, so we do see a unit there near that port, but I think the Jaeger should be able to handle that. Should be alright there. Naval patrol gonna continue. Should be alright, I guess. Just doing its own damn thing, really. Yeah, they're complaining about supply, but it should be improving over time, I'd like to think. Oh, they're at 50. They might be able to drop today. That'd be interesting. That will be interesting. Okay, but I'll go with that and see how we go. I imagine we'll have losses, but, you know. Okay. Reconnaissance is a bit of a, my fucking god, that's so many aircraft. Holy shit. Holy shit, that's a lot of aircraft. No wonder we're losing aircraft there. They're in reconnaissance in this area. Oh, that's beginning to starve now. There we go, that's good. Yeah, so Sevastopol has begun to starve. A couple more turns like that, they'll be gone. I bet by the end of summer we'll be able to take that, no problem. I could even potentially reactivate those Romanians for it. Yeah, that's looking weak there. Yeah, they're isolated. In mountains. Not, well, rough, to be fair. So they'll be gone next turn. Yeah, so they did get some fuel, which does make a difference there. I hate it, they're not. It makes me laugh. Like, I don't know, I just assumed that Airlander Division would be, you know, like an Airlander Division. I've talked about it many a times, and like, nobody mentioned it. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know, I've never fucking used the mechanics before. Legitimately, I've never airdropped anything as a German player before, so it's pretty. I've just legitimately no idea. It is funny though. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna make a save. I've never airdropped before, so hopefully this doesn't go terribly awry. I don't even know how the system really works, but it's gonna be funny as hell. Yeah. Okay. So, everything's cool? Can I get some more fighters in there, maybe? Oh, cool. That's true. Yeah, Arthur gets me. Arthur understands. Oh gosh. Okay, I've never done this. I don't know how well this is gonna work out. I am gonna give them that fighter escort. Because like I really worry what could happen otherwise. Okay. I was going to tell me how many aircraft. Oh, okay, yeah, it does actually. So we have 305 transports with 237 escorts. That doesn't feel like enough. I don't technically need these other guys, so that's okay. I have just enough. It would be cool to do. And I guess I am able to... Oh god, it's going to be... I don't know. It's like, oh, I don't know. Oh, we could do it. We could do it, and I could then, like, transfer in... I don't know. Wow. Fuck it, it'd be funny. I guess. I've never done this before. Should be okay. Oh, okay. Well, that went better than... Shit. Wait, that's a HQ. Oh, wait, what? Did we win? Did we lose? I don't know. There's a HQ there. 5th Air Army. Moscow Air Command. Yeah, exactly. We have the Hex. And I have the port. Yeah. I've just never seen a situation like this, so that's very interesting. Cool. Cool. I mean, there's less aircraft now. Well, is that this turn? Well, we've managed to knock out 260 aircraft there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's true. Like, clear is the best thing to drop in. Well, that went well. I mean, we shot down 113 of their fighters. I was worried about, like, not having enough fighters, and, yeah, I kind of just decimated that group there. So, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty nice. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. Cool. That's a nice way to begin. Fighters did a great job there. Did a really damn good job. Yeah, so we had 11, sorry, and 1 transport shot down, which is quite nice. Yeah, thanks, Don. Babby's first para. I do like those fucker wolves. Those are pretty damn nice. So I guess we got the rest of them on the ground then, perhaps, or near enough. I guess they might have flown away. They have aircraft here, so that'd be interesting. Oof. Okay. That's cool. They're looking excellent. There's a lot of power here. Right, good, we got that reconnaissance there. They didn't actually advance beyond that, which is interesting. So this is the first time I think I've seen where we've had such a separation between the lines. Very interesting. Yeah, so their actual ready strength is 3.6. We're nearly parallel. Technically, we have more forces in total. I'm not even counting the allies, but they're there too. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. So you can see there that they have been included as part of the TOE now. I should take a look at them. But yeah, you can see that they have been included there. Yeah, they took on replacement freight there. Let's see. Ooh, hello. Is that a chink there? Oh, so that's actually open, apparently. That's phenomenal, actually. That they have a chink there, and behind that is just a core. And we do have, like, panzers and motorized here, so that's really quite nice. We can naturally sweep in through that. We do have some panzers here and here. Do have panzers here, and the amazing motorized there, so... this is going to be essentially eaten alive, I feel. That would be most ideal. You're of course starving there. I mean, when it comes to Rostov, let's see. So then we're drawing shortly enough. I think I'm going to give it another turn or so. Maybe even a little bit longer. It depends, really. I'm still making use of the Super Depot at Stana. I'd like to try and break through here, but you can see that their forces have been diminished. I need to take the Port of Azov and push down this way. If I could link up down here, that'd be great. So let's see here. I can't really rely upon them on the other side of the river. That should be more than sufficient. But I'm not a better man. I do like to make sure that we do win. Luckily we do have that still in them, that's good. I could try, but I'm, let's see, if I take the air lander now, 22.7, I'll give that a go. Okay, there we go, we do take the base, route the unit, good, very good. Yeah, that's good, that's really nice actually. That means that the air landing can push forward here. Have you, yeah, route the cavalry there. Excellent. Annoyingly, I have to move this way. I'd rather move just straight, but that's the quickest way apparently. But let's see there. Got clear there. I think I'd be. I could go for that. I'd be better off going. I mean, well, then again, I think I'd just go for the planned attack then. Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah, that'll route them too. Okay, excellent. That's nice. Okay. Now it means that they could actually push across here, which is quite nice. So it means that we can actually link up then towards this area. I doubt I'll be able to get down there, but maybe. Okay. Yeah, now with that gap there, that's good. I mean, this is the difficult part. It's just the rivers and that nasty terrain there that makes it difficult. Oh, yeah, Peter, it was fun. I'll show you, we had it over here, so we went out there with 375 Yunker 52/3s, dropping the Airborne Brigade, 90 BF 109 G2s, 51 BF 109 F4s, and 40 Focke-Wulf 198s. We had 11 losses and 1 transport shot down. We shot down 113 fighters. We had another, well, that was the reconnaissance there, it seems. But then we landed, and the brigade did seize the base. Upon seizing the base, we managed to knock out a further 260 aircraft on the ground. So that was really good. Those were bombers, I believe. Yes, we did see quite a few bombers, didn't we? So that was quite excellent. Right, these guys, I'm tempted to have them build up combat prep, to be honest. Combat prep is so hard to come by. Yeah. Like, they need to recover as well. Let's see. They'd have 6, so they do have enough for that planned attack. Yeah, no problem. I think I'm gonna, yeah, we'll leapfrog it, really. And if I do attack here and completely destroy them, then they break that much sooner. Okay. I don't have the mounted brigade, unfortunately. I don't know what it is. I think it might be due to the fact that they're maybe not quite connected by land. That might be what's causing the issues with support units not being able to be allocated down here. But okay. They retreat. I was hoping they would rout, actually. I was kind of hoping for a rout more than anything else. I still have the ability to follow that up, which is fine. 5. 6 on your own there, that's interesting. Oh, we do capture the port over here, which is quite nice. Yep. This is the road I want to be moving on anyway, towards my cop. So ideally, we can route this unit and then move on that way. Quite a few AA units here. Apparently bad odds there, but I can't help distrusting that. 5. I'll go for that. Ah, 415. Okay, they do hold then. Fair enough. I do have the port though, however. A little bit of fuel there, really quite nice to have. No rail line here, but there's a rail line here which is nice to work with. Okay. I'm going to have the mounted brigade involved in that, I think. I was tempted to go ahead and move up this way. In fairness, actually, I could have had them join in that attack and probably would have routed that. There's still actually time for that, but we'll see. So that's 20-odd thousand men there, but they're not really doing me any... Oh, when it comes to Krasnodar as well, I'd like to just surround the city rather than, like, you know, attack it directly. I do have the cavalry that could help with that. Not as many things. But he has more of a social life than we do. Well, at least more than I do. Fatty made it funny. Yeah, their fatigue's not great. Like, they need some rest. In fairness, they're going to find that job a lot easier now, because we do have that breakthrough here. But I do want to push on towards that road. It's only rough. Okay, I'm gonna have them make another push there if I can. Now, I'm very surprised. Why is there... Wow, look at all that. Okay. Right, okay. So I need to transfer some fighters down here. I was going to actually do that, but I didn't. So I need to transfer some fighters down here to some AA. It makes sense because we probably don't have that much in the AA down here. Which is why I like these guys. They're really good at resisting. Yeah, because we have just a couple 88s, but it does help, and the 37s do help. So I need to get more AA down here. I do think it might be something to do potentially with the geography. I think that might be what it is. I'm not so sure. They're just, yeah, they're just not in the right place right now, are they? The cracky gamer. Yeah, this train's not easy. I might even have them moved by a ship. Perhaps, we'll see. I don't know, we've been trying to use them. Their time will come. I guess I'm happy to allow them to accrue fuel, really. Okay. So, let's see. I am quite happy to use this. I do want to make sure we get them to surrender. I know that's overkill, but I want them gone. Right, there we are. So I'm not too sure. What did we grab from that then? So they have... Yeah, I think it's essentially like... they have quite a lot of air power down here. I really do need to bring fighters down here. Yes, we are moving slowly but surely to my cop. There we are. Right, now we're starting to make some progress here, which is good. Indeed, back here bust. What I'm going to try to do here then is just gain the flank on them, really. Yeah, they're taking some damage. I reckon that air power's not helping us out one bit. Okay. Thankfully, I do have some AA here, but nowhere near as much as I should have. I don't know if it's even worthwhile with these lines. I really don't know. I might as well do it while I'm here, but I'm not convinced of their utility, really. Oh, right, I see. Oh, I see. Yes, yes, Michael. Yes, then you're correct. Sorry, I didn't notice that. Let's see, amphibious transport. Yeah, I mean... maybe. It can be done, it's just, as I said, really a bit of a pain. Right. I'm then going to have these transferred to the other battalions in the area. Okay. The power drop was just here on this airfield and port. It's quite nice to take, really. Right, let's see. That's true. I'm just going to have them attached to AGS for now. Essentially independent cores. Hey, doing that on? Yeah, I've been a little bit busy this weekend and week, of course. I might get rid of that. I guess soon enough we won't need it. Yeah, so we have another 3 ports down here to seize. We're doing well. The good news is they're going to find it harder to like reinforce this area. Aye, such is life indeed. But yeah, the towns have been moving across there short enough. Let's see. Yeah, that can begin moving north there then. Have that line brought in. Will definitely help us out to get supply down here to the Crimea. Oh, we can get to it. They've got the stuff here. It's a brigade, so it's one of those. I could drop freight in there, in fairness. We do have a breakthrough here, so I'm just going to really try and maximize on that. I'd have to hope for a breakthrough there. It's not guaranteed. Oh, look at these Slovakians. Love their mobility sometimes. Yeah, then I'll about transfer it around before turn. I'm doing that for the zone of control, really. For these fellows, I think I'm going to have them build that combat prep. Again, there's no roads here, which is a bit of a problem. Granted, we don't need roads where we're going, but... yeah, that could be quite good in conjunction there. They're going back anyway. They've been transferred out this turn, coming anyway. There we are. Yeah, get that flak in there. Yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah, they're not doing great down here. Like, they need to get that freight. So, thankfully, support is on its way. Okay. I mean, this is it, really. There's still a lot of fighting to be done here. I don't know if Turkey... I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? It's hard to say. I guess... that is an interesting one. I think the Caucasus would have to be really secured entirely. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, that combat prep. In fairness, combat prep doesn't really matter when I go down this way. System interrupts. I'm not too sure what that is. Is that... it sounds bad either way, but yeah. Okay. Now, there are aircraft here. Oops. So 492 here. So we knock out a couple more on the airfield, on the ground there, and we'll get to 502 there, which is quite nice. I don't believe that is, actually. I do not believe so. Maybe there could be some... You could probably make a mod for it. Okay. Right, well, this is it. We're not there to the air brigade yet, but then they're going to have other problems too. So we should be able to make some progress quite nicely. Alright. Interesting they've deployed like that. God no. That's a good question. I mean, I'd like to have maybe another unit just to make sure this isn't cut off. But this one really, it's going to be more so a infantry campaign. There will be motorized elements to it, like there will be like that sort of mobile element to it. But I'm gonna have to get like the actual logistics set up for that, really. But yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, I think it's one of those of where we push this way, we should be fine. There's a lot of I mean, this is it. I've really been playing the game as destroy the Red Army above all else. Objectives come naturally when there's nobody left standing in the field. It's because of, could I actually know that, another streamer who you should check out by the name of, I'm sure you probably know, but of the name of Strategy Game Dojo. He likes to nickname it as like something like Lord of the Rings, which is hilarious. It's becoming a meme. A meme. Okay. What do we have here in terms of actual information? I love the fact I can see the HQs there, the type of HQ, very useful. There's really not much here. They really, they've not even shifted that much more. They have some forces, but yeah, not much. It's really not much. How is it? Oh, bless Dojo. I hope he's having a fantastic time with his wife. Bless him. Yeah, no, I feel you, man. But this one's probably not too far from the end, really. Okay. Yeah, they shifted up, but I mean, this is it. Like, they managed to have that full... I mean, they had 95 combat prep already, so they're in, like, a perfect situation just to throw them back. Which I'm happier with, really. Yeah, they managed to gain some combat prep back. Spending off that fatigue, gaining back the combat prep, which is nice. They're at 198 there. That's cool. Very cool. Yeah. We'll have to see, but we definitely do have the forces in place here. The rail, yeah, like that's nice that the rail was untouched in this area. Yeah, you can see the freight in that area is nice. It looked like it got rid of that depot there. Oh, fair enough. I guess because that's doing the job anyway. That's doing the job there. Fair enough. So we have some information as to where their depots are. But yeah, you take a look at this here. There's a lot of room to work with. Like, they gave a lot of ground there. Quite a lot of ground. But that's going to cost them. That's going to be a paddling. There's a gap here that I can work with, and there's only one division there, as far as I can tell. Low levels of defenses, HQ there. And this area sort of like lends itself to a natural bottleneck because I can at least use the rivers then to actually hand them into, which is useful to have there. Again, lacking roads, but at least I do have roads here as like a sort of jumping off point. Yeah, these guys benefited as well. And really didn't come in close. Yeah, there you go, knife rifle corps. I think essentially the rifle corps is like the German... it's like the equivalent to the German division, really, in terms of the actual strength it has. But as time goes on, that's going to really outdo the German division as it is... Well, how's that manpower taken away? Oh yeah, Dodge is doing great by carrying on. Yeah, that's it, AMW. And it's a little late, so I'm kind of doing that thing where I look around and pretend as if I'm going to play another turn, but I'm really not. Busy old time at the moment. Busy old time. Let's see. Oh, next time we should have the additional Hungarian arrivals, and that'd be useful. Okay. I could potentially get away with taking that division and having it head south on as well. Yeah. Let's see. 2,500 now. So we do see a rifle corps there, the 22nd Rifle Corps of the 16th Airborne Brigade. Yeah, Tank Corps, Panzer Division, Mech Corps, SS Grenadier, Panzer... yes, Panzer Grenadier Division there. Yep, essentially so. Essentially so. Right. I mean, this area is really quite good to be able to push into. I think this is where we're going to be able to make the most meaningful progress there. Well, what I'm going to try and do here then, the issue is they're going to have the rail lines here. But what I can go ahead and do then is use this road. I mean, this really is quite nice because I can go this way, I can go this way, and I can, like, encircle these forces here without straying too far away from my actual logistics. I do have that FBD there that I'm going to bring up this way. I could bring it up that way, but we'll see which one's more proactive. It looks like we have a Soviet rail unit there, which is interesting. Indeed. But yeah, majority of forces are going to essentially move forward. The good thing about that, it is going to take some pretty important industry away from them. Take more manpower as well. But there's not a huge amount as such in this sort of area. It's quite open. The ground's very nice, conducive to an attack. Yeah, I want to take Stalingrad route, taking Stalingrad if that makes sense. I want to approach Stalingrad, but I want to take the assets to the north of it, really, if that makes sense. Like, if I could get to Saratov, Saratov's very important to take. Well, it's very important for them. Yeah, it's worth 30 VP as well. It's worth just as much as Stalingrad. Yeah. But we can probably move to that one a lot easier than the others, due to the fact that I do have that rail. I will see. So where do we stand today then? So we leave off... The Soviets are at 7.5. I mean, we're 520k dead. And a lot of that's probably Romanian, to be fair. Could have been better. Could have been better. Yeah, oil fields are definitely a thing. AFE losses this turn then, so they've had 8 this turn so far. To our 4 there. Men captured. Okay. That's quite nice, though, to take out a couple here today. Quite nice. Sure helps to make up for losses there, but I mean, we've had mostly, I mean, lots of operational losses there. Quite, actually, majority, more than majority operational there. Yeah, like, my corp's not too far away now. We do have the actual Jaegers moving up the road there. So what I'll do then is I'll have the Jaegers pushed up here. Thankfully, the SS Jaegers can definitely help out with that. But we're putting that pressure on them now, so they're not too far from it to break through. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm going to continue to try and secure these ports down here. What I'm kind of hoping for is the fact that the ports are going to have to be like essentially a secondary objective. Well, a secondary priority for them. And ideally I can just use like I think a stack of 3 is probably enough to make sure we can get through here. I reckon that's probably what we'll use. We can capture certain industries. We can't gain everything, but we can capture certain assets. Like, so that's like the Reich's manpower, and obviously captured Western manpower. But it's like in the Soviet Union, it seems we capture resource production, manpower. Technically, manpower essentially is like where we'll have it. We gained some. I forgot the called now. Hiwis? I can't remember exactly what they are. The rail yards, yeah. Resource production, as mentioned. Oil production. I don't think we gain factories. I don't think we gain fuel production. I'll capture some oil over there, which is quite nice. Excuse me. Yeah, some resource production out here. You can see it's heavily damaged. Hey, didn't I, William? We're not too far from the end here, William, but yes, it's been a good turn so far. At least it gives you time to go ahead and enjoy the last of the chat, going back and check it later on if you'd like to. Yes. Yeah, majority is just in the manpower, really. I mean, it's quite good. It gives you an idea to see where the fight is taking place and just the effect it has on the actual situation. But yeah. Like, priorities are mic up for that oil. And then really, we have more stock there for a little oil. That place, some more. And then it's really down here. It's not easy to get to. Which is kind of why I'm going to be pushing on the north more. The reason being that if I can just effectively isolate it from Soviet reinforcements, then I can make my way through there. It's going to be a difficult one, though. That's true. It's definitely helpful. But yeah, no, we're looking good. We're looking good. We can definitely see that there is a weak point in the line there. And that looks really awesome. I mean, this is it. The only issue here is this river. Obviously, it being a major river, but we can make do with that. I've got enough infantry to be able to force our way across. Ideally open up the situation, but there may be a gap here too. I'm not sure about that, so I'm going to assume that there's actually not a gap. But that could be done. We could go for like a wide envelopment, perhaps, depending on how lucky we are. How you doing there, Ibu? I like that name. Sevastopol is... wrong one. There we go. Yeah, so Sevastopol's starving now. We've had them isolated. Well, we've had them isolated really for the last 4 turns. Suddenly now that it's starting to kick in. What I'm going to do regarding Sevastopol is I'm just going to give it that time to starve. It's not a massive priority. It'd be nice to have, but it's not a massive priority as of right now. So I'm quite happy to give it some time to starve, make it easy to take. I'll likely just have some forces sent in the future, really, to manage that. Probably from the reserves. Let's see. Yeah, those are the Panzer battalions I sent back to be worked back up to strength. Okay. Possibly, I'm not sure, but I don't like to chance it, really. I don't know if we took on additional ones there, but... I might have the 3rd Panzer brought back, perhaps. It'd be nice to have, like, some mobile elements at, like, Spence, perhaps, but we'll see. Unfortunately, we can't naval invade. The Axis can't naval invade in the Black Sea. The Reds can, though, so that's something I really have been trying to take into account. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Alright. Let's see then. What do we have as rivals? Okay, so they went back to the reserve there. Additional assets. The divisions finally arrived in Finland there. We did send a couple of divisions to Finland. Yeah, there we go. So that takes us above the requirement. Gives us a little bit of leeway there. Yeah, so you can see that these are the divisions that just arrived. There were sent 4 of them. Which is quite a hefty amount of manpower, really. Quite hefty. You can imagine the Finns would be quite happy to see another like 4 divisions arrive, but then again, we did take out the Mountaineers. But in fairness, it should be a lot easier for them. I think the actual requirement of the theatre did decrease after Leningrad had fallen somewhat, which is quite useful. Yeah, certain ones I want to set static, but I can't seem to right now, which is odd. Well, in fairness, if you guys remember where the Blue Division last served, it's definitely an improvement. Yeah, they definitely had like a hell of a time. Oh yeah, Archangel is fine, yeah. That's so funny. Let's take a look. So logistics more or less function as it needs to. Looks like shipping from over here apparently, which is interesting. I do need to take a look into that system and why it chooses ports it does. Mike Felter, Jones organized 42, Russians retook it. Aye. Hopefully we should be able to keep it. I do find it interesting. I also need to look into the white lines and look at what they mean. I really do need to look into that. So I'm not sure why. Yeah, I think it might be like where they've sent freight. I'm not so sure. I'm gonna have to double check that. I'll look that up in the future actually. See, I'm not a big fan of this that they're sending like. I think what I'll probably do is have the Crimean ports turn to export ports. I don't want it to be heading this way. And I also really don't want to be seeing that. I really need that naval freight to be moved in here more than anything else. They got 2,500 tons. Well, 2,500 units of freight, which is nice. That's something. But it's not a great deal. It's not enough, really. Oh, it's been difficult for them, really. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like these ports never fell. This town over here, August 20th. So we're making good time. We are making good time. Ah, yes. Yeah, we should make good time in this area. It's such a large space, though, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, Rostov's a city that I should have taken by now. I should have had that earlier. But we made our line behind it. That's okay. We'll give it another turn or two to starve. I'm not in a terribly large rush for that one. It would be good to take Advos. It would open this up, but it's not too bad. What do we have there then? A wheat rifle brigade? Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. It is pretty gigantic, isn't it? It's like another, I don't know. Let's say this chunk of Ukraine and then saying, right, okay, you need to go that much further again. So far. But yeah, this is quite interesting though. I know I'm just kind of panning the time out here, really. I'm just enjoying it. But, I'll see what we can make of it. At least I do have the FBDs in a closer position and in a better position to support them. So I can actually move the rail up for the next turn, which is nice. especially on this double rail here, we'll be able to make some progress there. But the fact that we do have a gap in their line is very useful. It's very small. It's a very, yeah. I'm not too shocked. Okay, we'll go now. Do we have any questions before I do finish off here today? E-mobility, all production, take that. Ah, Norway, that's pretty cool. That must be awesome. I've got a subscriber actually from Norway. Mr. Ove Kato Bosch. He's a good guy. Let's take a look at our captured stock, and then we'll give it an end. Okay, so 154 M41s. A couple of these M42s actually. That's pretty awesome. Hey, welcome there, Alistair. Thanks for being here. Right. So, these labour squads then are in 178 units. So if this is just the Huey, yeah, so it looks like we have 214,000 of them serving here at this moment in time, which is quite nice. I don't know how we'd... I think we're alright in terms of... I think we are ahead in terms of inflicting losses on the Reds. You can see that they are behaving in an interesting way, really. Like, they must be building... They're definitely building new units each turn, that can be assured, really. And what are we at here? Yeah, there we go. So we actually do have the numbers on them this turn, in terms of ready forces. And in terms of just total forces, it's not far off either. So we're at 3.66, they're at 3.68. They have 4,604 AFEs ready, we have 3,397. Of course, I do have about 1,000 in reserve there. And if we place them onto the map, I think we'd have the advantage there. Aircraft, well, we managed to knock out some aircraft this turn, which is quite nice, so that helps. But yeah, they're definitely suffering. Guns are not too far apart either, which is quite nice. Hopefully I can capture some more of those guns. Let's see. Now these over here where they are indicate that they are well, they're Russian guns that have been converted. Love that range of those guns. They're not in units as of yet, however. But they are a field gun. They're light artillery, so they can be added to the TOE short enough. Yeah, they'll likely go ahead and probably replace this gun, or things of that nature. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Trying to figure that out. We are making a greater usage of the 122 here. Yeah. Fuel's one thing that we want to go ahead and grab. I do wonder where all the fuel's gone, actually. Just feel like it's gone down a lot faster. Aye. I think maybe perhaps all the extra wastage during the winter, perhaps. You know, the terrible... Yeah, so we had like all the mud and the snow. Maybe that's probably where it could have gone down. Some French guns there. Oh! There we are. We have the MG42 there. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Yeah. Looks like it's not really kicked up into proper production yet. They'll go field gun, medium field gun. Okay. Let's take a look at that shortly enough. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. I mean, the factory upkeep is 105k there. I don't know why they need and use, but I mean, need, I guess it's different to the use there. I suppose this is it if it's damaged once they'll not be using it, but they will need it technically. So if I can bring my unit usage down shortly enough, that should help. Really, the bottleneck is in that oil. Like, we have 145k in the oil store, so obviously we'll have that converted into fuel. So we're not going to run out of fuel as such, but it will get a bit sketchy. Yeah, because that can convert it. I can't recall what the actual ratio is. Oh yeah, that's great. I do that on occasion. I should take a look at the manual. It is quite useful. Just obviously need to satisfy that oil need, but I need to take a look at. I think like in Warner Pacific, it's like oil. I don't know. Oh gosh, I can't remember exactly how much it produces. I know resource centers are like for every one resource center, it's like 20 resources. I think oil's 1-to-1. So it's down one upon. Yeah, I think oil's 1-to-1. Something of that nature. Ah, but there we are. Yeah, looking pretty good. We do have these Jaegers heading south, then. They're full strength. Yeah, this I'm happy to starve out. So let's take a look then. We're in an interesting position, really. There's only 2 divisions here. What I'd like to go ahead and do, if I can actually, and I'm going to work on this on the next stream, really. So in the next stream, it is going to be to try and encircle as much as we definitely can, just as much as I absolutely can. If I could take out this chunk in the south, that would really F them, even further than they already are. German T-34s, like, we do have a pool of them, and we are due to receive a battalion of them soon enough, actually. So they will be moving to the front line shortly enough. Look for foreign medium, which is here. Right, so I have, what's that? I have 26 of them converted here in this pool. So we have the Panzer T-34B here. Which is nice, it's just, yeah, it's just another good medium tank. I mean, this is it, it's quite useful. The gun isn't the best gun ever, but it's just a handy vehicle. It's got some good armor. Like, let's see, how does that compare to what we're actually producing? Let's see. I mean, the F2's got 51 armor. The gun's better than the F2. 3L, 59. It's better than a B2. Better than that thing. Yeah, pretty good like that. You can capture things like that, like resources you can capture, sure. If they're there, really can capture some of it. Each fuel factory produces 250 tons of fuel, and that costs 500 tons of oil. Ah, that's it. Yeah, and then you have the synthetic as well that uses resources, which is useful. Oh, more Panzer Jaegers. Oh, we need more guns. But the guns will be really going out there soon enough. I think it's usually October 42 that you see the TOEs really, excuse me, bolstered by the Soviet stuff. Yeah, some of these guys do need to recover. I'm going to try and hold back some of these infantry units when I can and try and have them rebuild manpower. They're still doing pretty damn well, though, in fairness. Right, that's something I wanted to look at. I can't recall what it is. Oh yeah, we'll take a look at the maps. So yeah, we'll be pushing on to take additional victory points as well. So we've got Sevastopol, which is starving at the moment. Sure, I'll take a look at that shortly there, Jonathan. Let's see. There we are. It's essentially the first Panzerjäger. Fantastic vehicle, man. I always think they look really awesome. I like playing ground team tactics with those guys. It just looks so cool. Okay. Yeah, so we'll bring that number up shortly enough. So we'll be crossing the 600 boundary. We need to get 750 before a certain date, but I'm not in a rush to end the game in a sense. Quite fun just to see how it goes, really. Yeah, 750 now. Now, in terms of total men, ours is continuing to increase. Well, we're kind of remaining stable here at this moment in time. The Reds have decreased there to 5.1. The lowest they ever reached was 4.2 here, around 10-15-ish. I mean, that's why we really inflicted some tremendous losses on them. Guns going down, ours increasing. AFEs has been an interesting one, really. We've been kind of fighting with them for that AFE supremacy for a long while now. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Maintaining as well, for the most part, is quite handy. Aircraft. They have built more aircraft, and obviously they do get the Lend-Lease. We're not too far apart. It's not far apart at this moment in time. Obviously, it depends on what's actually on the map. Complete story map. I mean, on the map, it's been interesting. I mean, you can definitely see where winter set in. When this war was around, yeah, this is December here. You can see they had that big jump in manpower. And then it might have been around about this point. I think it might have been around about here that we like started eating away at them with the pockets, and then yeah, when the pockets started to build up, started to net more of it. They did have a small resurgence here. Yeah, and then we managed to nick them there. I think they repair over time. I don't think you have to have a construction unit assigned to them. I think they will repair over time. Each synthetic fuel factory produce. Pipe will produce around 500 tons of fuel. Yeah, 2,000 resources. Resources should be fine, actually. We'll take a look at that anyway. Yeah, map guns, we have more. AFEs is very close there. You can see, obviously, quite close. Aircraft, I haven't brought all the aircraft back onto the map, in fairness. There's not that many left. Yeah, so managed to... Oh, wow, look at that. Nearly matching our highest in turn 6. So that is our second highest there in turn 53, 54, 306,000 there. Very nice. And you can see in that that time frame we had, like, what, 7k? That's nasty for them. You can see the terrible winter months. Interesting, that's not showing. Yeah, you'd think you'd see it here, but apparently not. So that's quite strange. Maybe it counts as a different phase? I'm not sure. That's very strange, isn't it? Maybe the action phase. No? Still not quite showing where I'd expect it to. Oh well. Yeah, these graphs are pretty awesome. You can definitely see where the fighting took place or where the struggle was. So, fuel stores, yeah, you can see obviously this. It's certainly diminishing. It's certainly becoming a area of concern. Yeah. But we are moving to that oil. We're not too far for a victory, in fairness, either. We'll have a couple more turns of the actual Panzers being usable in, like, the good weather. I don't think we'll run out. It should be okay. It's just it looks quite nasty, doesn't it? It gives you fuel source plus the pool. But then it doesn't take into account like what is going to be produced in that time. So resources. That's an interesting one, really. So resource store plus pool. Yeah. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look really into the production to really see where all these things are going. Like, I mean, we had 20.5 million, well, 20.5 K units over here, and then that dispute, which is interesting. We've worked for quite a lot of that, which is quite interesting. But I wonder if that's due to the efficiency of the system after the winter. Yeah, looks like our requirement shot up there. Quite interesting. Manpower pool. Yeah, there we are. And we did rebuild quite a few. Quite a few. Armaments pool. Yes. That was the turn they gained that. Well, I mean, we have the oil. At the end of the day, this is why we pulled back to the logistics over here, to the actual rail lines, and why I want to move along rail lines and roads. But, I mean, this is it. We're in a situation now where we have parity, and in fact, yeah, so very close to having parity. So I think we are fine. I think fuel's not really much of a concern due to the fact that we are very close to winning the game just by absolutely annihilating the Red Army. They're still there, don't get me wrong. They also continue to fight, but it's just becoming harder for them. And each victory that we manage, like each little pocket we manage, like if we knock out another 100, 200, 300,000 men in like a turn, it really is going to hurt and just continue to hurt. Yeah. Possibly so. Hard to say. Let's see. Now, there's not that much in the way of resource production. It could be tied to the fact that we did have, like, this area over here retaken by the Soviets and then retaken by ourselves sometime later. So this resource production is quite damaged right now. So that could be part of the reason why. And that's being repaired now, and that... it could make sense, because it's quite heavily damaged at this moment in time. Ah, yeah. Like, we managed to capture some... Yeah, there's still some resources over here. But you can see that. You need to bring that up. Let's see. Right. Occupied. Resource production. Yeah, so you can see that these are damaged. They could do with being repaired. I might actually put some effort into repairing them, in fairness. You can see here where that production is. Yeah. Like Essen there at 40. Yeah, you can see that, whatever the hell this is, yeah, so this one over here is actually, it's like capturing another asset in terms of resource production. So, I think what I'll probably do then is actually place some priorities on repairing that then. That's not too bad of an idea, I guess. I could probably assign construction battalions to do so and aid that. Yes. Now, thankfully, I mean, this is it, as we do move into the Caucasus down here, really. We do have more resource production. Like over there, there's 12. Over here, we have 12. Another 12, the number 12 down here. That's damaged. Actually, hang on. Armor production rail. Oh, that's interesting. Well, there was resource production there, but there's not. some sort of other icon. Let's see. A lot of armaments down here. Yeah, I just need to get to that sweet, sweet juicy oil. So nice to get to that. Then that'll definitely need to be repaired ASAP. But yeah, you can see there, 10 oil. Where's that resource? Yeah, so really there's not a huge amount of resource production to capture. So I guess this is why this area really is quite important, isn't it? Yeah. Possibly so as well, I'm not so sure. Yeah, places like this do really gain value when we look at it like that. Ah, that's two. Ah, right, I see. Well, I'm not so sure. Possibly so. Yeah, there's not a huge deal of resource production on the map. Not a huge deal. It seems to increase the Soviets as well, which is an interesting one. Yeah. Okay. So this is it. We do have the industrial targets to aim for them, really. Yeah, so it really does give value to the Donetsk space, and it does show you just how much. I mean, there's like so much in the way of actual resource production in this area. It's pretty incredible, to be honest. Luckily, we do have resource production from the Allies too. That definitely helps us out. Alright. But there we go. I've been kind of panning the time out, to be fair. I've been enjoying it, and I really went a lot longer than I expected, so in fairness, I might as well just done the turn, but hey ho. So like I say, a big thank you for watching, so I shall see you guys later, really. I don't know about tomorrow. At some point soon, I'd imagine. Sometime this week, I guess. We'll go for that. So thank you indeed, Ayasumindasai. Sorry, Ayasumindasai. Thank you for watching, arigatou gozaimasu. If you do feel like I've entertained you, and you feel it worthwhile, maybe do consider becoming a patron. Or just maybe donate £1 would be really quite helpful. I think what I might go ahead and do, just so you guys like have something to maybe like actually gain as well, is I'm going to take a look at maybe different board games or different games or something of that nature. In fairness, I'm probably going to do a lot more of a vassal really. I just need to learn the rules. Maybe like set up like a GoFundMe, so at least then you guys get something to actually take a look at in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Goodbye for now, anyway.